What's up guys, it's Christian here, and today I want to talk to you guys about what I learned today as I failed a box jump. So I was in the gym today doing box jumps, and I was doing single leg box jumps. So those are like a regular box jump is when you have 2 feet on the ground, there's a platform that's like, I don't know, 36 inches high or something like that. And you load up and you jump and then you land on that platform, right? So that's a normal box jump. And a single leg box jump is when you try to do that with 1 foot, where you jump with 1 foot and like the momentum with you start off with I burped. You start off with 1 foot and then you propel yourself up and land on the platform on 1 foot. And so I say that because I was doing that today, and I failed one attempt. I, went up and tried to, land on the platform, but my, foot just grazed the edge of the platform, and my left knee landed on the platform. And this was a failed rep, because a successful rep is me landing on the platform on 1 foot. So I say that because I learned something from this, was that I failed this attempt, but I was right back at it within 10 seconds. I've talked about this on, my very first video that I made pertaining to personal development on this channel is a video that's called Don't Be Afraid of Failure. And in that video, I talked about how in my junior year of high school, I learned a very valuable lesson that will carry me for the rest of my life. And I played basketball. So I was at the end of the bench, and I then realized that I was shying away from a lot of moments when I could have, shown myself, when I could have, contributed to the team, when I could have put into display what I had been working on, and I didn't. And because I would shy away from opportunities, I would kind of stop, getting opportunities. The amount of opportunities I would get would dwindle and dwindle and dwindle. And I'm talking about specifically getting the ball. And so me being this player who, just shied away from opportunities, that the consequence of that was being on the bench and being on one of the last guys on the bench. And so eventually I had to have a really hard conversation with myself and say to myself, if you want success in any aspect, doesn't matter if it's basketball or anything, you have to be willing to fail. And you have to be willing to fail over and over and over again. And so I put that lesson into practice. I started putting myself out there more, knowing that it is possible that I could fail and miss a shot or turn the ball over or something like that. And also developing my ability to go for it anyway, even though I just failed the previous time, right? And so what did that result in? I went from the end of the bench to 6th man, even starting a few games. And so all that to say, there was a time in my life where if I went up there for that single leg box jump and I failed it, I would have never attempted a single leg box jump again. And so reflecting on that, of course this is kind of like me kind of being vulnerable and being like, yeah, there's this time in my past where I was really scared and now I'm not, but there's a lesson in that, and that is that like, I failed that rep and then I got the rest of my reps, right? And so sometimes that is all failure might be, is just this little hindrance from you achieving your desired result. And then all you have to do is go for it again and you'll get it. Now, of course, there's like times where it's like me, where I had to like learn and reflect deeply in order to get to that other side. But yeah, is that failure, you have to know that it like that rep where I failed and landed on my knee on the platform, that's one rep. It's one rep. That's like, if I make it to be, this is who I am, then it'll like cause destruction for me. But because I only said this is just one rep and I went right back at it, I got the desired result again and again and again right afterwards. So that was that was what I learned from this experience, was that you need to know that this failure is not reality. It is just a circumstance that happened in a particular moment that doesn't define you. You define you. And this is like a very micro example of, the rest of life. I understand that, but like, I could have sat there and been like, yep, I failed this rep. I'm gonna fail all my reps, and I'm not a good jumper, and da 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 da. But because it just went right back at it and acted like nothing even happened, I got the results that I wanted. So, all this to ask, when you encounter a failure like this, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna let it define you and not attempt whatever that thing is again? Or are you gonna come back stronger and know that you have what it takes to succeed, and you've reflected and you know why you failed, and you're bound and determined that you will succeed this time around? Love y'all. Take care.